Hello, everybody. It is Prosperity Monday. So, if you're here, you are indeed prospering. So, thank you. Thank you. You can go any place you want to, take your energy, your time, but it is so cool to know that you chose here. So, hey, this is we were going to do this on Friday, but I got called
Mm-hmm.
away. And so Jenny graciously said, "Yeah, I'll come and do Monday." And so folks, I'll just set the ground, Jenny, before I bring you in. By the way, thanks you, sweetie. Hello,
And
Jet. Hello, everybody in the chat room.
fullness,
So
everybody.
Jenny just did a little reading with myself. Freaking spot on. That's all I got to say. So, yeah, this is it. Listen, Jenny, how are you, by the way? Good to see you.
I'm good. I've been building a barbecue today, because it's the bank holiday Monday here. So
Oh,
I had a load of wire left over from the big rabbit run that we made. Didn't know quite what to do with it. So, YouTube is your friend. Looked up some videos. So I've basically dug out a ton of rocks from the garden, repurposed them by making a frame with the wire netting. So I'll have to show you it when it's done, but it's half done. So I've built it in two layers. So the stones have fit perfectly in the round circles that are foundations that I made to pour it into. And I'm going to have a beautiful barbecue with a winch on at the end of it. So I'm
fabulous.
really chuffed with it, but my hands are like, you can see that I like workman's hands now. I did have nails done, now it's gone, but I've accomplished a lot.
I don't know. There's a certain je ne sais quoi about a woman who knows how to work with her
Woman who
hands.
can.
Yeah, yeah.
Theo
I
came out and
mean,
said, "Oh, can we do brisket?" I was like, "Oh, not quite there yet, Theo."
oh, love it. Well, you'll have to
Documented.
show us a picture because,
I will. I'll take some now. So it's like before and after, because I've got to
yeah,
do the cement tomorrow, for the hot plate bit. So yeah, but
yeah.
it's looking good. I'm really pleased with it.
Sheesh. I mean, I'm totally feeling inadequate because, it's like over here, people mostly buy, their grills. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's something about building it from, the resources of Earth itself.
Well, a lot of the rocks, I'll take pictures to show you guys all of that too. A lot of the rocks that have cracked open have had beautiful crystals inside of them today too.
That's
The river
right.
rocks that I collect, we have a lot of crystal here. People wouldn't believe it, but the caves under the ground here are all cavernous, beautiful crystal caves. So, but about 6 out of the 10 rocks that I cracked had crystal in it, so that's around it as
Wow.
well. So yeah, I'm pleased with it.
Far out. By the way, want to make sure that I speak favor because I
Yes,
wrote in the comments, I said, if you have favor in your life, you're already prospering. So,
yes.
yeah.
Favor upon you all.
Yes, we speak a hundredfold return on that favor and nothing missing, nothing broken. So, hello, everybody in the chat room. I'll have to go back and see those. If you want, and I am just looking here, I got a list, and we had covered a lot, but Rainbow Heart, I'll put your name down. So I'll go back while Jenny is, doing readings because I already have a couple of people, Jenny. But just to let you know, I have Jenny. I was working with this. Remember when
Oh,
you
your
made this?
one. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Folks, this is
I love that
really a
one.
very, Jenny made this, handmade this,
Yeah.
and it is, well, Jenny, tell them how this thing is beautiful, by the way, folks.
This is of Mum's tree. So she has a twisted willow tree, which is a very purifying tree. If you need to purify water, put a few twigs of twisted willow in it, and you'll taste the purification. So I thought of Wayne straight away when I saw that particular branch. So it's got little crystals in the eyes there that are set into the raven's eyes. Um, and it's his two ravens, his memory and thoughts, his manifestation and his spirituality. So it's I carved it all down, hand carved it. That's copper around it there. There's a magnet stuffed inside the handle and then the crystal at the bottom, so it should channel it. And then we've got a silver wire at the top to really give a nod to how much Thor loves Wayne, and so that he can channel that electricity through the ethers.
And there's the other raven. So
Yeah.
there's two.
So those bits on the that I'd made into ravens, usually the wood just speaks to me and tells me what it needs to be. And they just the nodules there just looked perfect to make into little ravens.
They're beautiful, powerful too. I'm going to tell you
Thank
what,
you. Well,
you get
powerful
this
in your
thing.
hands.
Well, you know, whenever I pass over to the other side, these are the things I like to bring with me. It's
Absolutely.
like, but folks, Jenny is so very talented as so many others are, and I do have Sanji. Sanji's been speaking here lately. Hello, Trina.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And if y'all don't know the story of Sanji, this was gifted to me from Brian and Milky Way. And when he unexpectedly left us, yeah.
I don't
So,
think his spirit unexpectedly left, though. I think things like that, the seeds that he sowed,
yeah,
um, he went pre-me. But you guys speak about him a lot. He's in this the energy of this community a lot, so it,
yeah, he
it got
is.
on
Yeah.
him. Um, and I think his spirit very much was aware, and he left definite intentful seeds that he could make sure he had a connection with the people that he left them with. So it's a very special
That's,
thing.
yeah, when I go, I'll have to let Sanji decide where he wants to go. Yeah,
He will.
he's a
He
cool
will.
guy. So this is when Sanji's really feeling hot. So
I
I
love
got it.
that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I,
It's very powerful. I just got to tell you, my dog, Bentley, um, he feels the energy in this room, and there's sometimes where the energy is up such an intensity, he won't come in.
yeah. If the
Yeah.
frequency gets to a certain height, it can disturb the dogs a bit, that they just need to have a little bit of space and area between the frequency and their ears.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's tangible.
who's first,
So,
Wayne?
huh?
Who's first on the draw?
It is the first person I have down here is Nancy.
Nancy. Who's
Yes,
the
isn't
Nancy?
there a song, Rocky Raccoon walked into the room? Yeah,
I
everyone
don't know,
thought
but
that
it's a
you.
lovely name. It's like
Nancy is first
you'd
true
get
love
away
of
with
my
everything if
life.
you were Nancy. Really?
Oh yeah, way, way, way back. Yeah, yeah. First
Oh.
woman that first female. Anyway, yeah.
So, Nancy, you have got the Knave of Swords. So, this speaks to air, the element of air. It speaks to messages coming forth from you. You can see here that this guy's holding up his sword, his air, his words, intellect, wisdom, and intelligence. So, you're being guided to filter the messages that come through the ethers, that come through the air, which ones serve you and which ones don't. This knave is a powerful knave in this deck, and it is filtering and processing the messaging before you take that messaging forward in a way that you want to apply it in your life. I feel like your intuitiveness is increasing on the things that maybe are a little bit gaslighting to you, and you're recognizing that now, and that's kudos to you. Don't be uh, backwards and coming forwards and using that and growing that intuition about the messaging that's coming forward, because there is a lot of noise around you, but there's true depth of messaging coming to you as well through the ethers that is quite fast, and that's maybe why you're having to filter out a lot of those messages. But the yes is the answer to the main question that you have, as far as my intuition guides me.
Excellent. Folks, I can just tell you when Jenny was kind enough to for it was just spot on. I didn't even really tell her anything. And
You
I've
never
had
do.
people write me and ask, why do I do these type of shows? Well, I've always believed that all of us, in a sense or degree, are clairvoyant. There's others who have giftings and natural talents for that. But even when I was deeply into Christianity, telling one's future, speaking one future, getting, maybe a better vision, understanding on your situation, there were tools that we used, whether it was laying on a hand, speaking in tongues, and getting a word of
Oh,
prophecy. It's the same thing. And so with the tarot cards, um, you know, just from my point of view, listen, I came out of a religion where God had 72 names. It's interesting that the tarot cards have 72 cards.
well, the
Um,
Vatican uses them still to this day, and we've got no date of when it actually started because they're similar techniques we used with different ceremonial ritual tools pre-religion that we think created everything. But the churches in the
they
higher ups
do.
use them still to this day as a tool. And I did see a comment of obviously you can get a different reading from every reader. Of course you can, but
Sure.
I work with the geometry in the cards, the intuition that I'm feeling. The cards are a tool. There is some more fixed meanings of each card, but they're meant to be a development tool. They're meant to be a prompt, especially great for quick fire things like this. And you take what resonates and leave what does not. And sometimes when things don't resonate and make you upset for seemingly no reason, it's because something might be in there that your spirit resonates with, but your body's going to fight for a while. So, it's a free space to take what resonates and leave what does not.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you go into a restaurant, they hand you a menu, doesn't mean you're going to get everything off the menu. You're going to look
Mm-mm.
for something specific.
Yeah,
And that's really what it's about, your guides. If you're not in touch with your spirit guides, tarot cards, and again, I think it's a amalgamation of many different arts blended into a much more and it ain't simple because none of us are simple. We're all complicated. We're involved in energies that impact us. We may have a design and then boom, energy comes in. And if you had known about that ahead of time, had your radar, how valuable would that be to you? So that's why I do this because it it resonates with me. It to me, it's not spooky, it's not occultish, it's what we do.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
what we do.
Ne-
All right. So the next person I have on my list is Bernadette.
Bernadette, Bernadette.
Bernadette, I love that song. Isn't it? Who was the group in the 60s that had the song Bernadette? Yeah.
Bernadette, the Hermit wants to come out for you, but also just quickly, the number nine of the Nine of Wands is on the bottom of the deck too. So two nines are making themselves apparent to me for you, which would be 18 again coming down to nine. So you seem to be cycling through some energies here, doing a lot of inner work here, actually making a lot of resolves to travel a lot of rocky roads within. This is a warrior card. Is for me silent. For me is two eyes aren't even in use here. It's a lantern. It's an enlightenment, something that you're holding forward to explore rocky ground here. But this is you. This is your inner warrior. You are safe enough. You are brave enough. You are strong enough to face anything that is within your inner ground, because I just see something blossoming forward from this for you, like a lotus flower, like an opening up of the spirit, because you found safety in yourself, reassurance in yourself. You really have gone into that nine, or you're going to be going into that nine, the realm of all possibilities, the dark woman manifest, which is why this lantern is here. You are providing for you. You are absolutely, you've got this. And you are an enlightened one, and you are an enlightened one because you've known the art and even honed in the art of self-reflection lately, which is a superpower going forward. But a beautiful lotus flower is just there, closed right here in you. And this inner work is really going to just open that up and give you such a release of new life and new purpose.
Excellent. Let us know too. I mean,
Yeah,
it
please
was
do.
last time we got together. Um, that was remarkable. The people who were writing saying, spot on, spot on. All right, lovely Bernadette. Rainbow Heart.
Rainbow. She wants dragons, I think. Rainbow hearts.
And welcome everyone in the chat room. How are y'all doing? So good to
Oh,
see you.
we're rocking the major arcana. We've got the strength card here. So you can see there a bit better there. I think there's two dragons on either side. This rod of strength, and the balanced energies of the two snakes, not coiled but spiraled. So there's a channeling of strength here. There's a movement of strength here. There's actually a building of strength. In the number eight for you, which again, eight on its side is this infinite loop that you're finding, but really channeling that divine feminine in the dragon and that Leo, that lion in the divine masculine within self. So there's going to be times when you're going to be really using that strength, rainbow heart, to not just open your mouth and let the fire come out, or strike your paw, because you're being challenged. But this strength that you have inside of you, um, you just can't be triggered. You shall not be moved, kind of thing. I'm hearing in that, you've found that grace within self that there's no need to prove to the outside world, and that's just developing more and more into something that you can really utilize going forward. In that you seem to be walking in a dystopian type of air right now, where you're seeing things affect others around you. Somehow you're finding this peace that surpasses all understanding. But I can tell you, I totally understand it, in that you've been challenged to be strong a lot, and in that you haven't just given in to that and crumbled to that. You've submitted to self and found a resource, an infinite loop of strength that you never need to worry about it running out. You've got that in reserve. Awesome.
Fantastic. By the way, how is everyone? I see a lot of people. Felix, Adriel, how are you doing? Got you down. Susie Q, how are you, sweetie? Good to see you. Rainbow Heart says, my life path is eight. Love the strength of the cards. There we go.
Oh,
Thank you. Um, Mary wins. How are you,
Mary.
sweetie? Good to see you.
Oh,
We got such great people here. I'll tell you what.
we have
We do. We do. We do. It's like, yeah.
Mary. Oh, Mary. So you've got the Five of Wands here, Mary. Now I know you. You find a sense of peace and are able to be the observer very, very in a very adept way, and be a very balanced observer. So there's something outside of you that you're observing, a conflict, a raising of tensions that you are in the present moment taking note of, but staying outside of. There might be some people that you care about in conflict here, that is uh, a draw, obviously, because there's two parties that you care about on both sides that you're seeing in this conflict. The message is to continue to be the conscious observer, continue to be you, and stay outside of that conflict. There's not much you can be that can be done there. You like to produce such good and balanced and fruitful results of anything that you do, even the words that you use in this chat. So the fruits of your words maybe won't be served in this chaotic energy, but speaking them out on the periphery and speaking them out to yourself over these people, if it is people you care about, or over this situation, is your superpower. And I would continue with that, not tag in.
Yeah, Mary, and I tell you, sweetie, you know, it's sometimes the question, you know, it is asked, you know, is that, you know, I continue to put forth positive energy, do the right things, planting the right seeds, and why is it that sometimes it seems like there's a delayed harvest?
Yeah.
And many times that's exactly what it is. It's just a delayed harvest.
Yes.
And the thing I just want to encourage you, sweetie, is that, you know, you even nature itself cannot hold a restraint continually. Eventually, it will have to give away to that which is rightfully yours. And the thing
Yes.
about it is that you can't let anyone else claim what you've sown in your harvest. So,
No, so
because
even if they're standing on that on your ground in this card, Mary, either physically or metaphorically, Wayne's completely right. You're observing it, and the fruits, the shoots for you are still there. They won't emerge. They won't emerge until the energies of conflict shift from that area. They're sacred to you, and so your fruits will come forward. I feel that very much so, but not in a way that you have to fight for them. They'll actually fight to come to the surface for you at the right time, completely.
so you go, girl. That's all I have to
Yeah.
say, Mary. Love you,
Oh,
darling.
girl.
Rock on. Um, and remember this too, Mary. The thing about it is prosperity. You see, I've lived my life where I've had people really do me wrong. And, you know, you could have a certain retribution, you could have a certain feeling, what have you, but sometimes you just got to say, you know what, ain't worth it. And let me speak on the delayed harvest because in the spirit realm, you're already, there is a second harvest that they don't teach.
No.
And many of you, when you cross over, you're going to be quite surprised that what awaits you. And
You've
you're going to
built
say, well,
castles.
where the hell did this come from? Well, it
Yeah.
came from you as part of the harvest. And it's like sometimes when you send out love to someone and it's rebuffed.
Yeah.
Well, the love is still there. You know, you just stored it into a higher place. So anyway, I digress.
Absolutely. And
I'm driving the
created a
bus and
higher
I'm being distracted by
created
what's
a
going
higher
back.
value.
Uh,
But you create that higher value as well. It doesn't feel
yeah.
like it at the time. But you get a sense of wisdom of where to put that level of love again. And so it grows inside of you if you can look at it that way. Uh, but Mary, there is abundance spoken over you.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
it is. There's
Like I
abundant,
say.
maybe blocks of that you can clear through with breath work in particular, and lemon juice for some reason, hot lemon juice in the mornings to get your lymph, everything flowing. Work on getting everything flowing in your life to reflect the manifestation for the fruits of your labor so far.
Odd, Bonnie, that you write that. By the way, the next person will be Gilbert. So while you're thinking of
Gilbert,
Gilbert,
yeah,
Bonnie, you said the problem is, however, we all don't go to the same place. It's really weird that you say that because I don't know if it was a dream, if it was a little jaunt, but yeah, I got this, and forgive me in injecting this, but it was weird because I swear to you, Jenny, I saw where souls are directed when you get there. We're all going to get there, but we all ain't going to the same place. I swear what I saw, Jenny, was that I saw souls departing in different directions, different groups, different things. And, you know, some were a little more upset with than others. Yeah, it was very, very different. So, Bonnie, I would agree with you.
I do agree, Bonnie. I know that. I know I've worked with some energies that are literally in it does, and it's not pleasant to speak about, but in absolute confusion. And because of that, they are in a dark room of dark vortex because they've got stuff to work through, just like they had stuff to work through in this physical reality. And then there's other people that are very capable to just let that go to the ground. And if you imagine the frequencies that we hold in the Rainbow Bridge that the pagans speak about, many other cultures speak about, it's basically a frequency bridge. Whatever frequencies you're adept at channeling in this space are the same frequencies that will call you or pull you in a direction as you depart. That's what happens with the auric field. You magnetize towards things and vice versa. So there is no one place. Wherever there is, you get there when you're there because there's no one space. Your
Are we here?
consciousness. Are we
I'm not
here?
sure where here is, but they say we're here.
We
I
might just be
don't
casting
know.
a seed of consciousness to see, let's play.
Someone
So,
wrote me and said,
Gilbert,
"You ought to grow up." I said, They didn't give me that book, you know?
no, and the whole point is not to grow up. That's the whole point of longevity. So, Gilbert, you got oneness. Sorry, I'd already chosen the deck, Gilbert. No judging. I felt drawn to it for you. So it's a very raw. You can see here two beings wrapped around one another perfectly together like a jigsaw piece. And this is called oneness, and it's the world in other decks. So the world is opening up to you. Basically, this is where you've got like the major arcanas in your line for some reason are just aligned right now in a space of your world is opening up in a way that maybe you hadn't fully manifested or fully thought through or even fully thought you could start to dream of. But there's a new character in your life. There's new characters in your life. And there's a oneness with self. There's a oneness and a happiness with who you are, what you are, and what you feel your purposes are. But there's definitely an integration happening here with you of more of the layers of self. It feels like you've been calling in those fractals of self, even that you've cast to different spaces to bring a oneness about you that is bringing a new awareness as you go forward. Rock on.
And Gilbert, how is your mom? Gilbert's mom was 102. Was it last week or the week prior to that?
No,
Iris. So we just send
Gilbert.
you lots of good energy, Iris. 102.
An
Mm,
elder in our midst,
yeah,
literally, true elder. So,
yeah.
talk about longevity and a special line, Gilbert. That is, I hope she's whole and well, but it seems like she's quite a strong woman. But you got
Well,
the number 21, Gilbert, if you need to know, if that's of any use to you going forward.
I think that is great. Didn't she take it wasn't what a shot of brandy or what was it, Gilbert? And she actually danced,
Oh, like a totty. I used to
you
give
know?
my granny a totty, and she would make me
They
full of.
knew. Let me tell you, they did know. It, you know, longevity to life.
Yeah. So she's learnt oneness for sure to find
Yeah.
that. And Bonnie said, yeah, the yin and the yang. There's a balance in Gilbert there that previously had eluded, I think, Gilbert in one way or another. And you've found like Bonnie says, a yin and a yang and a flow rather than fight in your yin or fight in your yang or fight in them both. You found a new rhythm, a new rhythm. It might have to do with the new frequencies that we're feeling, a lot of us as well right now, Bonnie, for Gilbert, in that he's really hooking into that and they just feel more natural to him, where they might feel more odd to other people. Gilbert, it feels like you've quite naturally found your connection. You've found your doorway, your runes, your entry, your keys to this space of oneness, like Bonnie says, the yin and the yang.
I love this.
Who's
Hello,
next,
Miriam.
Wayne?
The next person on our list is Mark Smith. And Mark, how are you doing? Are you still down south, brother? I mean, like in Mexico, is that right? If I
Oh,
remember
wow,
correct. It's been a
beautiful.
while since I've seen my friend. Much
Ah,
favor to you. Susie's passing the joint.
oh, it's a good visit here, Susie. You didn't pass into the right, pass
I
to
love it.
the
You
left,
know,
Susie.
pass that to the
So,
driver. Anyway, but
yeah,
continue.
yeah, that
All
would be a
right.
fun ride. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune for you there, and this is speaking about I feel a real people are getting, you know, when chaos ensues and the adept finding a flow because they're not a part of the 3D chaos, they're more in tune with the new energies coming forward. This group is really vibing on those energies outside of chaos, outside of things that aren't self-developing. So this Wheel of Fortune, you can see here the dragon is wrapped around the wheel. You've got all of the star signs here on the wheel, and there's a sometimes there's a fight to go the other way with the wheel, whereas you're just flowing with this wheel. But the Wheel of Fortune with the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck there, there's a new emotional fulfillment here. There's a new emotional contentment here, almost like the most chaotic things have been happening. And instead of you feeling the anticipation, which is awful, and the limbo of what chaotic energies can bring, you've sort of let them pass you by and pass through you and transmuted them as you go. And it's sped up that Wheel of Fortune. So I would say to you, please don't put any limitations on your manifestations right now. Please be as exuberant and as abundantly mind set thinking as you can. Don't put any limitations on where this wheel can take you. Speak to everybody you meet. Smile at the dog that you see regularly, because there's messaging everywhere here in the ethers for you, from the animal kingdom to the shopping center kingdom, that you might not like going into, I know, but there's people and places that want to be in alignment with you.
Far out, lady. I got you
Ah,
on the list. So,
lady.
yeah, I tell you, Lady Shalise. Beautiful name, Shalise. I like
Is
that.
that who's next, Wayne? Lady.
No, but she is on the list, so we will get to her. That's a name that just, so when I tried to learn Hebrew, ah, and that's all I got to say. But the thing that I learned is that, you have the breath of life, the spirit names, and then you got the one that's more guttural, more physical. And Shalise is one of those names that it's spirit. Anyway,
Yeah.
I digress. Emperor Rex.
Emperor Rex. Thank
Yeah,
you for letting me read for you.
I just, howdy, my friend. Good to see you.
I picked up the Egyptian deck as well. Mm.
Ah, and I
The
already
ancient
heard
one
from
from the
Bernadette.
clans.
Jenny, Bernadette
Wow.
emailed and said spot on.
Oh, Bernadette, thank you. Thank you so
So,
much. It's
and
great having
Sylvia,
that
I just want to
clarification.
give you a shout out, dear. I saw 80 years old. So you see, it's all
Wow.
perception. Yeah.
Sylvia, you are young and inspirational. So we've got the nine again, nine of pentacles for you, Emperor Rex. So you can see here, you're very emperor-like in this card. The number nine, again, it is that field of all possibilities, but we're talking about Earth here. We're talking about things that you've actually been building on and creating, and maybe projects that are coming towards an end, but there's new fruits, there's new ideas. You can see this guy in the corner of the card, excuse the gardening fingers, is strategizing, is making plans as the rest of them are working it in line with a purpose, with a project, with something that's going to be actually super impactful in the physical world to those that have the resonance to really understand the message that you're trying to get across. But there's a connection here with a partner, whether that's a partner that is business and lover, or whether it's a very good friend that you're in partnership. there's much creation between you. There's much enthusiasm between you. I would say keep going back to the strategy board to make sure that you don't put too much into one thing, because I feel like you are getting another project or another purpose off the back of what's coming up in this and the things that you're noting. So there's a sequel, so to speak, coming from the one thing that you're already working on. So yeah, I hope that lands well for you.
Wow. Do you think that has something to do with, I don't know, is it like with employment or
It
is it,
feels like something that's being created. I kept seeing like almost filmmaking or documenting,
ah,
like almost keeping it feels Emperor Rex like you could be going into something where um the project could very definitely and very specifically be on the back of the thing that you're already thinking about, um, being the record keeper, literally recording things that are being deleted right now, and being a source of availability for true history in real time, in this time, to be reflected by the things that have been deleted or been made hard to find. It feels like that kind of thing. It's it's necessary, but it's quite an exciting thing to be getting into.
oh, yeah. Let us know. Let's see. And just to let everyone know, so if you've gotten on the list, and I'm going back and seeing the comments. So Adriel's next, Wendy, Lady Shalise, our little cat family. What a great handle. I love that.
Mhm.
Barbara, I got you on the list. So the next one would be Adriel.
Adriel. Is Adriel a man?
I think so, but
Think so.
I,
Feel
I'm,
so.
yes, I think so, if memory serves me correct. I'm thinking so. If you're out
Yeah,
there in
I
the
feel
chat, let me,
so.
yeah.
So, Adriel, you've got the Four of Wands, um, with the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So, like Mary, there's some chaos, there's some movement, there's some conflict around you. But this Four of Wands speaks to air. It speaks to thought, and it asks you to create a foundation in your routine, where you meditate. This is
It is
about
a gentleman.
Oh, good. Right. Okay. So you've been a bit action-packed with this Five of Wands, and to no real avail, to no real uh result that you would wish. So you're really being called on by your spirit to go into the quantum field and do that by controlling the levers in your body that get you there. So absolutely carving out time, even if it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, three times a day, 10 minutes, twice a day, to do that breath work, to go into the meditative space. Within 1 week, I see you rectifying whatever it is that you need to rectify to make routine and easier life. It's to fit in more actually by stopping and doing this process. You'll find somehow time fits in the things that you were already struggling to fit in with. So as I speak to you now, you might be thinking, how am I going to find the time or the space to do that? Literally, you'll get in such a routine that while you're doing some cooking or doing some gardening or doing your work, you get into that space, that zone where your consciousness, your body's able to go on autopilot, while your consciousness is able to go into this Four of Swords, this foundation of self, this anchoring of the consciousness in order to actually bring forward what you want to bring forward in the reality, working smarter, not harder, so to speak.
Rainbow Heart says, I'd like to know why I keep being challenged. So when I saw that and I was listening to Jenny at the same time, um, I don't know if this will mean anything to you, Rainbow, but there are those who go through challenges and they seem to achieve past the challenge and move on. But much like an elite athlete, elites in higher classifications will continue to endure challenges because what those challenges are doing is strengthening you. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I've been through it, and it doesn't feel like that when you're going through it because you kind of have the attitude is like, why me? You know, the hell did I do? But embrace them, embrace the challenges because the more that you overcome, the far stronger you're going to be in the end. So,
Soften into the flow of those challenges. There's a very short time and window and space where we might be required to be full on impact defensive or full on impact assault to manage to protect self and using strength in that physical way. But a submission to the challenge is often the best way because otherwise you can feel like you like a salmon swimming upstream rather than it feels like that strength card is trying to let you know to just go into the flow of it because you're actually really great at it. And Wayne's right, it does forge your sword, not just for this time that you're here, but also in real time, the now, the future, and the past in the quantum field. And so it's not as if you're asleep in the quantum field. I feel like you're pretty active there. And actually, if you did switch that off, you wouldn't enjoy it as much because you're built for this. Although that doesn't sound pleasant all of the time, you're built for this. And I know that feeling, like Wayne says, an energy, but you're being asked to accept it as a superpower. That's part of your challenge, actually, rather than feeling challenged by your superpower because your superpower keeps drawing in things that it wants to have fun with, so to speak.
I know I was kind of looking at this. If you had two people in front of you in which to get advice from, and the one person has only had a couple of challenges and doesn't really seem to be tested at all, just seems to be kind of in a neutral. And then you have this person over here who has faced 1,000+ challenges. So who would you go to for advice, wisdom? I'm going to
Yeah.
the one that's battle tested. That's all I got.
Adaptability, like
Yeah.
adaptability, they've got quick responses to things and they're not going to give in easy. Um, but yeah, changing the perspective of what a challenge is and why you're met with it. And it's no bad thing to be challenged by the systems that you're living under right now. They don't match you and they don't match you for a reason because you see a better way, you see a different way, and that's okay too.
It really is.
Who's next,
And
Wayne?
the next one on the list is Wendy. And
Wendy.
Wendy has stormy eyes that flash at the sound of lies. Da 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 da. Da. Who sang that song? Come on, come on, come on, Raymond. Come on, come on. The
I didn't.
associations.
I used to love my Wendy house.
I had a cousin named Wendy. We were almost the same age, and yeah, my cousin Wendy was and her sister was the true representation of what a hippie child looked like. You know, the flowers in
Oh,
the hair.
pretty feet. That's like the dirty hands, dirty feet. We've got the two of wands for you, Wendy. So you can see here that this is quite this is a reserved passion that you have, a stirring, a cape, a red cape that you're wearing. You're looking out to a wider world. You have an action plan here. It's asking you to look to further horizons in order to really bring the best action plan together for you. But you've got on the bottom of the deck the Ace of Wands here, and this just looks so phallic, and it is so phallic because it's fertile. It's got that spark of life in it. So you've gone from this to this. Now the Three of Wands together combined would take you into the action plan being played out and being actually put into action. So you're making plans here. Find your passion for those plans a little bit like rainbow, rather than feeling challenged by it where the blocks that you see, look beyond them, even look to other horizons in the physical field of moving, or even visiting further afield places more, because it feels like there's something calling you. I don't know, Wayne will probably know a song about an island that calls you, because I feel like there's a song out there somewhere where there's like this island energy calling you. There's some space there for you to be able to really find a part of yourself that was deposited there whenever. But there's passion here and drive here. So you make your action plans, yes, make them fertile, get excited about them, and look beyond any blocks that come in. And this is what will get you to the Three of Wands, where that action comes into play, probably about next year, about the same time next year.
And the song I would recommend would be Leon Russell, Back to the Island. Well, I hope you
Okay.
understand. I just had to get back to the island
See if that
and
hits
watch
you.
the sun go down.
I knew you.
Okay. Huh?
I knew you would know a song.
Well,
Island.
if the thing, about we accumulate memories, and uh, it's quite something when you line those memories up to songs. I mean,
It's
they never
powerful. I
die.
wish I could do it more because I love singing, but I just sing whatever comes on and trust that it'll come. But I love it when people can remember what they. But Wendy's just said, I just got back from Ireland this morning. So whatever, there's parts of your heritage there that actually can help you with these plans going forward, Wendy. There's actually niches in the market space that you're looking in that you maybe haven't considered previously coming opening up to you.
You see, that's what I'm getting at. What are the odds that Jenny would be talking? And we didn't talk to Wendy,
No, no.
Welcome back, Wendy. Hey, James, how are
Yeah.
you doing? Good to see you. Uh,
Who's
Emperor Rex
next?
says, "Oh, okay. I thought you were going with I I'm just jumping into the
Random
conversation."
person.
It's like, okay,
Oh,
so
I didn't. No, it was a positive vision of Perec. You didn't see.
of course it was. Um, Lady Shalise,
Lady Shalise. Isn't
trust you're
she
doing well, my lady. And
my lady?
Lady, somehow I get the little river band getting in my head here. That's right.
Uh,
I could be the DJ. Jenny, that would be rather unique, giving readings. And then in between your readings, I would then tap into the ethereal as to what song may actually go with the reading.
Powerful though. That is a very powerful. That's why I was joking before, but not joking in that it is a gift of yours, and that is a powerful thing because often I'll get readings where I know something's being drawn to somebody through the radio, or I can see them getting a jolt the next day because something is sang in the earshot. But it is actually we should do that. That would be fun because that's a powerful thing to
To
really
do
allow
that.
messages.
Yeah,
Music is a gateway, and it's a memory gateway.
it is. It truly is.
So we've got for you, Lady Shalise, the Ten of Swords. I hope you can see this card properly. So it's a naked figure, almost like an ice figure. Can you see? Um, of
Yes.
a lady. So the Ten of Swords speaks to again thought, consciousness, intellect. The Ten of Swords has actually been quite a brutal cycle, but it's the ten, and it's a completion. It's almost like you've come to a space where in other more traditional decks you can see swords in the back of the person, 10 swords, and they've submitted to the ground at that point. It's you've come to the end of a really tough cycle, almost feels like Bonnie will probably know a better wording for this, but like a birth cycle, it literally from your soul your solar line, there's a release from something, there's a release from some people might call it a curse, but there's a release from the chains that have bound you, so to speak. But that does come with you've been through the mill, and it's taken you to have all 10 swords where you've said, okay, that's all I can take. I'm done. I'm from that space. There's no more thoughts that can harm me any more than they already have. And this is the process. This is the moment where you start transmuting those energies, and you're able to not only transmute those energies and move past this cycle that feels like it's been in your life for about 15 years intensely. You're moving past this cycle, but you're taking the swords that have forged you with you. You're taking that wisdom, that knowledge, that those boundaries, those things that have been created through this really harsh cycle, and you actually, they're not a waste in you because of the inner work that you've been doing and the determination that you've been having to keep moving forward. You're taking all of those 10 swords that were given to you with negative intent, either from yourself or from others or from environments around you, and you're using them now as your own. You can apply them as a strength. So, yes, brutal cycle, wholeness and love to you, but you got this. You're coming out of it. You're in the throes of the cycling out of this energy, and there's happiness around you very soon, like emotionally.
I have found, I've been on this planet 25,150 something days thereabouts. And yeah, you know, the thing I have learned, even if it seems like you're getting a crappy hand, the other thing that what we don't keep in our understanding and understanding is that there is this true light. This is an illusion here. And what I'm trying to say is that the real value is what we can't hold, we can't see, but yet is very much ours.
Yes, yes, and
I
it
firmly
becomes
believe that.
weapon. It becomes your weapon, and weapon is maybe is not the best choice, but it is a weapon because it's something that you can um, call upon in those times going forward, especially in spirituality, where you've got an authority about you with these things that you can take forward and apply for your good that have been sent to you. It's the art of transmutation and transmuting energies from one intent with your intent. It's the temperance card, and it's a powerful thing.
Telling you. Our next person is, and I love this handle, our little cat family.
I love that too. I wish my cat was here. She loves Carol. She
When
usually
I
puts her
say that,
foot
I
in the
get this
sandwich.
middle image of a little kitten almost that's got this black and white face. And yeah, and the cat
Yeah,
looks at you and goes, meow. You know,
yeah. The little tuxedo ones that that's
kind of
my
like, yeah, kind of like
yeah,
that's what I get mentally on this.
a ginger cat in your family, very much so. That is a little tinker, let's say, though, our little cat family. So you've got the number seven here. So this is the Seven of Swords. We've got a lot of swords. There's a lot of consciousness going on. You can see here there's somebody in the boat um, weeping or in dismay with these seven swords before them. And you can see here that these two are sort of leaving in the night, so to speak. There'll be a song about that for sure. So this might feel like a
Strangers in the night.
departure.
Sorry.
Changing glances. So this might feel like a departure. It might feel like something that is a loss to you. Again, it's swords. So it's the words that have been exchanged to you that have maybe in the past or presently or going to put you in this energy here where you see this guy in the boat in dismay. It actually is a lot about what Wayne and I have been speaking about in that um the words can only have power over you if you give them that power, but they have given you those words. They've given you that thought pattern. So now it's yours to use however you wish. So this might involve something legal. It might involve like a departure or of partners or family or friends. But this is for you to for your higher good, going into the future. This departure, this separation of things or people will give you a sense of freedom that in the future you look and think, I'm so glad that I'm free of that thought process, those words, those exchanges, and I can use my thoughts much more freely. The hippos are making themselves very much apparent to me in the water here, just submerged. And this hippo energy is a protective energy around you that you might not even see yet or feel because of this energy here that you're in. And that's okay. But they're there, they're watching you, and they feel, I haven't had much experience with like spirituality and hippos, but I always feel a very strong, silent, maternal energy from a hippo when I see it in a card or in a vision. And so there is this maternal energy around you and within you, seeds that were planted within you by a maternal source that is going to get you through this, and not just get you through this, but get you through this with intellectual property that you can use going forward. And of course, it's the number seven, so it's the bridging number. Things are bridging out, but the hippos are being attracted to you.
It's interesting when you were talking, I guess, I wrote down, I said, what do you do when dreams don't come true and when dreams die?
And that's it, yeah. And that looks like that.
That's that feeling I got from that card. And it's like, but I can tell you from personal experience, bec it's not bad when dreams don't come true. It's not the end of your world or reality itself when dreams die.
Yeah,
And you, it's those I have found, Jenny, that the lessons that cost me the most, that um, pierced me the deepest, were the most valuable lessons in what I've learned in life.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
our little cat family, let us know.
It's like it's like I don't know why our little cat family, but Hollywood's come into mind, and there's this song where oh, I'll have to find it for you, Wayne. His voice, his spirit when he's singing it, he's talking about these different people that he encounters in Hollywood, that are in various forms of being on the street, and he sings out their story of they came there to be a comedian, they came there, and it was like I came here for my dreams, but Hollywood is where dreams come to die. And it's almost like this dream, this projection outside of self, that something outside of you is going to facilitate this wholeness, when actually it leaving you is creating a wholeness and a space for you to actually expand what you're doing, whether that's in business or in personal life or both. It's very strong for you that this is a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah. And it's true, folks. I mean, when you nurture a dream, you put everything into it for over a decade and it dies.
Yeah.
You really find out what you're made of.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
It
you do. And you know how I came out of it, Jenny? Here was the song. I'm walking on sunshine. Oh yeah, it makes me feel good. Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about now. And when the spirits see a god or goddess that can do that, man, I just want to let you know they take notice. And man, the more that you overcome even those harder difficulties and you just start like dancing on the wind, welcome to immortality. That's all I
Yes,
got to say.
welcome to your saga. You are now present and the driver and the
See?
writer and
There
the
you
editor.
go.
Welcome to your space.
All right, we got one more. And Barbara Bernstead, it is you, my dear. So, by the way, I love this session. There's just been this really groovy energy. It's one that you can just kind of like surf on And you
Yeah.
really don't have to really keep your balance because it just kind of self balances anyway.
You feel that weight lifting you up from underneath you. So we've got the two of wands, Barbara, um, with the world card on the bottom of the deck. So the two of wands with that world card would speak to a little bit like Gilbert's reading, and I think was it Wendy's? Somebody with the two of wands earlier in a different deck. There's plans being made, and those plans may be being made. You can see here all of these women. They're drawing an energy forward to look forward to manifest something from the goddess energy that they're channeling right here. Um, the breasts are full and exposed. They're wanting to fill, and so there's a space here that you're needing to fill. There's things maybe that you are having to change quite radically and rapidly in your life, but that action plan that you're making. It doesn't feel like it right now, but the world here is opening up to you. But on both of these cards, look, they're submitting to the energies. You can see they're both in the same position. I hope I can show that
Yeah,
properly to you.
yeah, I can see that.
Um, they're both in the same position. So you've got the feminine energy here, building it, manifesting it. So, I just speak over you right now with all of the females in this group. We'll do it for you right now and speed up this process. In that breasts to the ceiling, ladies, we speak favor and we channel energy so much so that she feels it right now flowing through her body, allowing her breasts to fill with fruits of labor that has passed and action plans, opening up her consciousness in ways that allow the world to be revealed to her, not the world that's before you, but the world that you would dream to manifest in all of your femininity and purity and space. So we speak that out, and we tag in the men now to bring in that world card energy for you, that action, that every brick will be laid before you as you walk in the goddess energy that I want you to start channeling, because that's what's being given to you, a remembrance of who you are and the powers that you have to channel this fertile energy, no matter what stage you are in your life. And you've got the male companionship in this group alone, even, that are going to stand in agreement right now. I know it, to say we stand in the foundations of that space to bring it forward for our sister, to really rapidly change circumstance in a wonderful way. I look forward to hearing about it. So motivated.
All right. Hey, off the hook. How are you doing? Good to see you. Wow. Elderberry coffee time. Yeah.
Coffee
So we're
time.
joining 137. Thank you. All the rest of you.
Thank you
Can we
so
say
much.
it's been fun? You know?
Very fun. I love that. I got a bit better at being a bit more quick fire because I can go
Well,
on a
I
bit.
think you're doing just a fabulous. I don't. There was just a beautiful flow to all this today.
I was
I
excited
mean,
for today. Even when it had to be delayed, I felt excited for the date, the day, the 5th of the 5th.
yeah.
I really felt fueled up to come and see everybody and read for everybody. So thank you, everybody, for holding the space, but also for the people who allowed me the privilege to read for you.
Jenny, we thank you. And of course, I'm hoping that everyone here is subscribed to your channel. And if you feel like sowing a seed, well, Jenny can certainly is good soil to sow in.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
make it fruitful for you.
well,
Check
and you know,
it out.
here's the thing, let's say, you know, I'll just use for simple math. You sow $1 into her life. The thing about it is, a seed never produces just itself. It always produces more.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's how I've come to understand how life works. And in there's seed time and then there's harvest time. So If you want some prosperity in your life, let me tell you, and this is, I'm just telling you folks from life experience. If you're needing, let's say, money, things like that, and you say, but I don't have any money that I'd like to give to someone, but I don't have it. That's cool. I've been there myself. And so one of the things I can tell you, the most valuable asset that you have in this realm is your time.
Yeah,
Nothing compares to it. And
yeah,
so I would suggest doing something for someone else that would require your time, but use that as a seed and think about that seed sowing into Jenny's ministry, because we all have a mission here.
yeah, absolutely.
And
Um,
I will assure you, it's just how the universe freaking works.
yes,
Jenny, that you're going to see an increase of funds, and those who don't even have the funds but yet have sacrificed their time, you're going to
yeah.
find that it's the wonder if there's a boomerang effect.
Absolutely, because I send it back. I can't help myself. I send it back triple
Yeah.
fold, a hundredfold. I can't. So yeah, I do. And anybody that's ordered from me, I can't help it. I put something extra in. But
You
even
always
just
do.
check out my blog at even that time to just read my mind, read my spirit, the things that I put out there on the website, the blog posts that are starting to build. I really appreciate that, that traffic. I really appreciate people's time that go and read that stuff,
Yeah.
So I'm not just talking into the wind, but it's and there's a video to go out for May that I've timed to. I'm going to post it up. I'm gesturing as if you guys can see it, but it's there, ready to post
It's
up
there.
after this show. And I'm pointing to it. Um, so that's just like an oracle reading for May. I just check it out, see what you think. It's actually quite a powerful reading. So
Well,
thank
Jenny,
you.
we thank you. And I'll just speak a hundredfold return back to everyone that's in this chat room and watching. So if you've watched for, let's say, an hour, so we're speaking 100 hours back. And imagine, just imagine this as we begin to close out, is that if I could give back to you 100 to 1, so you spent and soda an hour of your time listening. So we're going to speak a hundredfold return back into your life. Imagine if you had 100 hours extended to your life.
Oh, priceless. It
Bingo.
becomes.
It will become priceless.
Yeah. And I find the people here, I thank you all the time, Big Brother, and Trina, and Susie being the initial bridge to get me here. The space that, it's
Yeah.
Trina,
Hey, Trina.
uh, the space that we're in, of being able to, speak favor in a way of ritualistic ceremonial favor, which we've done multiple times tonight, and standing in in conjunction with one another, when you stand together in prayer, in the session, whatever label you want to call it,
Yeah.
channeling, basically, there's a power to that. It's like that those females all together for that last card, pushing everything forward together. So when we can do that, especially in the spaces where we've had to emergency eject from, a lot of religions and a lot of things like that, to find a space like this where you can actively stand in agreement. That's the word I was trying to find, and intercede over one another with such purity for the most part, is priceless also. Um, you can't put a
Jenny
price on
and Trina, I see you're out there,
it.
sweetie. We're going to be on together tomorrow. But
Yeah.
when you just said something, it triggered something inside of me, and it was powerful because you used the word intercession, and I know something as a former prayer warrior. Intercession is powerful, particularly if then you get a group the thing that I found interesting was the next word that you use with channeling. And it's interesting that as a group, we can enter into intercession, into a channeling of even just the group. Ah, hello there. Bentley, you got to see this little guy.
Yeah.
And who are we looking at?
This is Princess Penelope Paws Pup Pup. So she just gets Pup Pup for short because this is the little pooch that my mum rescued. She went to buy the pooch and
Pop
to
up,
keep company of her old dog Pup Pup.
pop
So she
up.
does tricks. You can it's not very spiritually aligned, but she does the bang trick and pretends to die. Um, but it is horrible.
Oh,
So
she is
but
so adorable.
so we rescued her. She was like a little hamster. She was actually only 2 weeks old, no teeth. No, you weren't you? And she couldn't eat anything. She couldn't keep the puppy replacement milk down. So I was breastfeeding Theo at the time. And Theo was so premature. It was a syringe literally dropping it, just that's all he could take. So I was expressing a lot. So we knew she was going to pass away because she couldn't keep anything down. So she actually survived off my breast milk. Within 24
Oh,
hours, she was zooming around. But this little pooch, my cat should never have been a mother. She was never planned to be a mother. She was booked in to be spayed. And we found out she was pregnant. So we found homes for the kittens before they were born. But she tried to kill them a week in. She was like, no, this is boring, feeding them. So this puppy took on the kittens. She's never had puppies, but she fed those kittens. She brought milk in, the empathy. So the circle went right the way around that she had my milk. And then she created milk to feed 6 kittens to complete health. And they all got
I
rehomed complete.
love this.
So she's
Oh,
managed to be a mother without ever giving birth, and that's a message for the right people in here. But so it came full circle. So you good, aren't you, Pop
well,
Pop?
Pop Up, we love you. Bentley, you have to see this. Bentley's like, what?
She stinks
Oh,
though. Been in the garden with me all day, and she's been rolling in all sorts, haven't you? She's usually blonder than this. She's like got a dusky veil.
it's so cute. Well, thank you, Miss Jenny.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow with Miss
Yes,
Trina. Yep,
we've
this
missed.
intercession channeling.
Yes.
Interesting word. Thank you all, everyone. We
Love
love
you
you,
all so
and
much.
we'll see you on tomorrow with a second look. All right.